Most gardeners think dead soil needs more fertilizer. That's the mistake that keeps gardens struggling year after year. If your soil is hard, lifeless, dries out quickly, or grows weaker crops every season, adding more nutrients is often the wrong first move. The real problem is that you've lost the living layer that makes soil work in the first place. When soil biology disappears, nutrients stop cycling efficiently, water drains poorly or evaporates too fast, and plant roots struggle to access what they need. That's why some gardeners spend more money every year and get worse results. A few years ago, I learned this lesson the hard way in one of my raised beds. No matter how much compost I added, growth stayed disappointing. That's when I started measuring what was actually happening below the surface using a 4-in-1 soil moisture meter that checks moisture, pH, soil temperature, and sunlight levels. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. https://amazon.to/43opmch. What surprised me was that the soil wasn't just low on nutrients. It was unstable. Moisture levels were constantly fluctuating, and the root zone wasn't supporting healthy biological activity. That discovery led me to a technique nature has been using for thousands of years. The healthiest soil on earth isn't found in gardens. If you walk into a healthy forest, you'll notice something interesting. Nobody fertilizes it. Nobody tills it. Nobody waters it on a schedule. Yet trees grow for decades, sometimes centuries, in incredibly fertile soil. The secret is the forest floor. Every year, leaves, twigs, bark, and organic debris fall to the ground and create a protective layer over the soil. This layer constantly feeds microbes, fungi, earthworms, and beneficial organisms while regulating moisture and temperature. In other words, forests don't feed plants directly. They feed the soil first. And that's exactly what most gardens are missing. Here's what happened when I copied the forest floor. I decided to test this principle in a raised vegetable bed that had become compacted and unproductive. Instead of adding fertilizer, I covered the surface with a layer of shredded leaves, partially decomposed compost, small twigs, and aged mulch. The goal wasn't to feed plants immediately. The goal was to recreate the conditions found on a forest floor. Within 24 hours, the soil looked different. Not because nutrients magically appeared overnight, but because moisture levels stabilized almost immediately. The surface stayed cooler, earthworms became more active, and microbial life suddenly had food and protection. That's why I say the forest floor secret restores dead soil overnight. The transformation starts immediately, even though the full biological rebuilding process takes longer. And the results become obvious surprisingly fast. Most gardeners remove the very thing their soil needs. One gardening habit I strongly disagree with is keeping soil bare. Bare soil is exposed soil. Direct sunlight cooks microbial life, increases evaporation, and creates temperature swings that stress roots. Nature almost never leaves soil uncovered. Whenever I see a struggling garden, one of the first things I check is whether the soil surface is protected. In many cases, simply covering the soil changes everything. The difference is especially noticeable during hot weather. Why moisture matters more than most people realize. One reason the forest floor works so well is its ability to hold moisture. Organic layers act like a sponge. They absorb water during irrigation or rainfall and release it gradually over time. This creates a much more stable root environment. Using my soil meter, I compared covered and uncovered beds during summer. The uncovered soil showed major moisture swings within a single day. The forest floor bed maintained much steadier readings and required less frequent watering. That consistency is what soil biology thrives on. And healthy biology is what ultimately feeds plants. The hidden role of fungi in soil recovery. Here's something most gardeners overlook. The forest floor is not just decomposing material. It's a living fungal network. As organic matter breaks down, fungi transport nutrients, improve soil structure, and help plants access resources they couldn't reach on their own. When you constantly disturb soil through tilling or leave it exposed, those networks struggle to develop. But when you create a forest floor layer, fungal activity increases naturally. I've seen this repeatedly in vegetable beds that were considered dead. Within weeks, soil structure improved dramatically once organic cover was maintained consistently. The best part is how inexpensive it is. How I build a forest floor layer in real gardens. In most raised beds, I start with roughly 5 to 8 centimeters of mixed organic material. Shredded leaves form the foundation, followed by compost and a light layer of mulch on top. I avoid thick mats that block airflow, but I also avoid leaving bare patches exposed. For containers, I use thinner layers because space is limited. The principle remains exactly the same. Protect the soil. Feed the biology. Let the system rebuild itself. That's how nature has always done it. What serious gardeners should remember: the biggest lesson from the forest floor is that healthy soil is built from the top down. Most gardeners focus on what they can add beneath the surface. Nature focuses on what stays above it. When you protect the soil, regulate moisture, encourage biological activity, and stop exposing the ground to constant stress, recovery begins surprisingly quickly. That's why some gardens seem to improve almost overnight while others remain stuck despite endless fertilizer applications. If you found this useful, subscribe to FarmLogic, because in the next video I'll show you how to combine the forest floor method with deep moisture management to create soil that stays productive even during extreme heat. The more you understand soil biology, the less you have to fight your garden. And that's where the biggest gains happen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.